If the vehicle was not running because of the fuel pump, which they gave the original diagnosis, if it's not running after they fixed it, then
I'm trying to figure out how in a mile you figured that out.
because because when I brought it in, it was running. I drove it in there when I brought it.
No. What I'm trying to figure out is, let's say it was running. Let's say everything is as you say it is. When you leave their facility, how do you know the vehicle isn't running?
When we left the facility, it was running. I drove it.
You drove it away from there.
I drove it away.
Okay, so then how, folks?
But it was also running when
it was performing the same way when we brought it in there originally. It was performing.
It's just that what the problem was that it was stalling out, and it.
Okay, so how do I know in that mind they had not cured the stalling out?
A fuel pump is supposed to work continuously. It's not only.
Ma'am, I understand a whole lot more about cars than you think I do.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, I understand exactly how that fuel pump works.
Well,
So,
I'm trying to answer your question. I thought it was a question. No.
I asked you a question.
Okay. Well, can you repeat the question again, please?
How do I know that that vehicle wasn't stalling?
Because when we returned the vehicle for them to look at it again, as the note say, he gave us another diagnosis saying it's the fuel pump. That was because he didn't remember dealing with or fixing that vehicle that prior year or 13 months or whatever it was. This was his diagnosis that, oh, you guys need a fuel pump.
Because you came in there and gave him the same symptoms.
Well, no, we just said the car's not stop. And that's it. Very vague.
And they did their diagnosis, and their diagnosis was that the fuel pump needed to be replaced.
Okay, but why is that their fault?
Because they were supposed to replace the fuel pump the first time.
This is the second time I'm talking. They were supposed to.
I'll get back to my other question.
Okay.
They go to O'Reilly's. They pick up a fuel pump. They put the fuel pump on. Right?
Yeah.
Fuel pump doesn't work or doesn't do what it's supposed to do. How?
Because we rendered their services to fix the pump in the first.
But you then don't bring it back until 2 years later. There is no workplace anywhere that is going to give you a warranty on a part, particularly a 1999, that I'm talking putting a part on a 10-year-old vehicle that I'm going to warranty that part for over 2 years, because that's what you're asking them to do.
Well, asking them to warranty the part, yeah.
The tension is immediate. The plaintiffs are certain they were wronged, but the judge isn't giving them any leeway. He keeps pressing one brutal question. How do you prove something didn't happen 2 years ago? And that cuts deep, because in court, belief means nothing without evidence. Unfortunately for the plaintiffs, time has erased nearly all of it, leaving their case hanging by a thread.
I'm just telling you right now, you've got significant proof problems. Because, can you get that wrong? Because you got 2 years. You're saying they didn't put on the part. Who's going to tell me that that's the original one that's put on? This guy's going to say it looks like the original one. Right? He would have given you a part that, quite frankly, I could go to any junkyard They got a 1990 Jimmy. I can probably somehow and or another, you're going to say they bought a part, didn't put it on, and now you're trying to hold them accountable 2+ years after the fact. And what I don't know, and I'm just being blunt with you. What I don't know is that whatever they did, that it didn't work. That it was doing the same thing. Right? Right after the repair. Here, you can correct whatever you think is different about the story, is 2 years plus, really 25 months. After they supposedly have the part, I take it back saying it doesn't work. Or that what happened didn't work. I don't even know how you're going to begin to show that to me. I really don't.
This moment hits hard when the judge bluntly says, "I don't even know how you're going to begin to show that to me." Imagine hearing that as a plaintiff. The very person you need to convince is already pointing out a massive hole in your case. And honestly, he's right. The car sat for 2 years, and no one can say for sure what happened to it during that time. Was it tampered with? Did it break down again for unrelated reasons? That level of uncertainty undermines their entire argument. What makes it more intense is the visible frustration from the plaintiff. They know what happened, but court isn't about what you know. It's about what you can prove. And that painful gap between personal truth and legal proof is exactly where cases like this fall apart.
Trial in this matter. Discovery being closed will be set July 26, 2023, 9 a.m. in person.
What time is that?
Set at 9 a.m. in person. You got to have all your witnesses, documents, evidence here. And we'll go for counsel. That'll give you a time to do an offer of judgment so that if it does come down to that, your fees will be paid. Yes.
Your Honor, that doesn't give us enough time to seek counsel and to do the things that we're going to need to do here.
You started this case in February. Well, and I'd suggest that you do that as soon as possible. If they need more time, then certainly the court would entertain a motion to adjourn the trial date. But otherwise, as the posture of this case sits right now,
Okay.
Don't interrupt me. We're going to have a way to you know what? Tell you something, Mr. Montgomery.
Excuse me, I can't.
No, you'll hear me. I'm going to tell you right now. I expect people to conduct themselves in certain ways in my courtroom. I don't know. Just listen to me. I don't want this other stuff in terms of comments that I'm making.
Tensions are already running high when the judge sets a trial date, but the moment the plaintiff interrupts, the mood shifts. You can feel the snap. The judge remains calm but firm, reminding everyone to respect the courtroom, a standard often forgotten in emotionally charged civil cases like this. When emotions spill over, credibility is lost fast. This hearing perfectly illustrates why disputes over things like mechanical work or repairs can become so messy. It's rarely just about who's right. It's about what's documented, what can be proven, and whether a story holds up under scrutiny. And in this case, the plaintiffs are fighting an uphill battle from the start.